All right. Right. Hey, happy Friday, everybody. It has been a while since we've done group coaching. I am live in a few different places, so hopefully there will be a few people who get the opportunity to jump on. If not, I will keep this recording up in my Facebook page, maybe maybe on Facebook in the DYI grouping. I will get keep it live. So I will try to look at comments as we're here. I'd love to get better at multitasking and interacting. um, this is the first that I've done group coaching since I got back from convention in Boise, Cellcore's Eco learning experience. It was so awesome to be in a room full of hundreds of people openly talking about chemtrails and all the other conspiracy, once thought to be conspiracy theory BS that goes on our in our planet today. So amazing group of presenters. The education, the enlightenment, the motivation, all of it is just amazing. So I thought today that I would share on the Cellcore's full moon protocol. If you're on TikTok or any kind of social media, YouTube these days, um, we've been saying forever, if you have a pulse, you have parasites. Well, parasite cleansing is like the new black, right? Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's doing it in some form or another, which I love. I do. I love it. There are a lot of good products out there, and there are a lot of products that make me nervous. The main thing that makes me nervous, as a practitioner trained by Cellcore and parasites, the, and as somebody who has been personally dumping parasites for over a year. So we're not all infested like I was infested with parasites. I'm not your average parasite case. But even what makes me nervous about all these cleanses out there is that you can make the situation worse. Like when you just start killing parasites, that sounds like a good idea. But as they die off, they secrete an enzyme that communicates with the eggs to start hatching. So then those eggs are going to hatch and mature. And some of these species of parasite lay tens of thousands of eggs a day. So that is why Cellcore, they just do things better. They do things more complete. They absolutely are not a cheap product for a reason. Carbon technology is amazing. They use that carbon technology to get into the body, to get through the stomach acid, to get into the cells in order to know that these products are of value. They're working when they get there. So and they're clean, they're made in the US, all the standards are there. So like if you're buying cheap products, well, that scares me because there's supplements and stuff, they're not very highly regulated. And you know me, I don't love government regulation, but yet I hate to say there's a time and a place for it, and there kind of is. Like you can really get a lot of, we talk about backyard breeders in the animal world. There's a lot of backyard chemists, in this parasite cleanse realm. So just know what you're putting in your body. And um sorry, I kind of get sidetracked. But so Cellcore is really big on this whole full moon thing. And we do it, you can do full moon. So like if you're just somebody who's really basically healthy and you don't necessarily have any chronic problems, or you just want to be healthier, or maybe you've been successfully losing weight and you're just kind of stuck, or maybe you're just getting too many sniffles and head colds and this and that and the other thing, and you just think your immune system could be doing better. Then a full moon cleanse is totally great for you. We do really, as at the company, as practitioners, we really recommend that a person does the Jumpstart kit first. So that would be a 30-day kit. The Jumpstart kit, that is something you can walk in my store and buy. If you are here, if you're listening online, you may know already that to buy Cellcore products, you have to buy them from a practitioner. You can't buy them off Fullscript. You can't buy them off Amazon or anything like that. You have to go through a practitioner. So I do offer walk-in. People can walk in off the street without a consultation and get a Jumpstart kit and then come back and get the para kit or get them that day. I do that. I don't think that that's unreasonable or dangerous. I do, like on my website, I offer a DIY, so a do-it-yourself program where you can pay a one-time subscription fee, and I will give you my practitioner code so you can just go on the Cellcore website and order your products on your own. You can also, with that, you get access to my vault on my website that's going to have some of the not publicly published tips and tricks that we offer as Cellcore practitioners. So that's what comes in that subscription for you. I also do, like if you are doing the DIY and you get stuck, you need some help, you need a consult, you can hook up with me at any time. And I can take you a little bit deeper and help you work through some of that. There's a lot of people who don't know they have a problem, like in some area of their body, until they start on the products and something goofy starts to occur or opens up, or they get a weird rash. And so say like you're on the Jumpstart kit for a month. The Jumpstart kit addresses your mitochondria, getting your cellular energy up with the BCATP. We use the CT minerals for just overall support and increasing cell energy. The CT minerals, like the pH is amazing. It's got the carbon technology, it's got potassium, it's got minerals, magnesium. It's just an awesome little product. It busts up biotoxins, or biotoxins, biofilms. So it's an amazing product. It when I first learned about Cellcore, I totally was not giving that product enough credit. What else is in there? The kale support, which is just going to kind of like gently open and charge up your kidneys and liver so they can take care of the job to come. And the biotoxin binder. Biotoxin binder is kind of a just start somewhere and start grabbing toxins in the body. That alone can surprise people. You might get some weird, we don't call them side effects. It's like a Herx reaction where you kind of get a little detoxy, and then well, shoot, I was way more toxic than I thought. And most of the time, people don't get sensitive to the products, but some people do. Some people, can't take a full dose. They have to dose it down and they have to work up. So that's when you have some problems, is when those sensitivities show up. Okay, so what I was saying is, if you're just kind of normally, you feel like you're pretty healthy, then you can do that Jumpstart. You can, if you're brave, it's not like against the law just to do the full moon kit without having done the homework first, but it might be rough on you. You might find out that you have some problems you didn't know you had. And oh, I forgot about the bowel mover. So we have a product just called Bowel Mover, and it is an add-on to that Jumpstart kit. It's not in there anymore. It used to be, but now it's just as needed because not everybody needs it. Before you do a full moon kit, you want to be pooping at least once a day on a regular basis. Like it's super important. So that would be like number one question. If you're not pooping at least once a day, if not 2 or 3 times a day, then you really need to do the Jumpstart kit and not worry about the parasites, because like you have some problems. So if you are always kind of a good pooper and you don't feel like you have any like lymphatic problems or back up or anything like that, then that parasite kit, go for it. In the parasite kit, there are 3 para products and the biotoxin binder. So I suppose, oh, it's not backwards. Look at that. Para 1, para 2, camera, para 2, para 3, which is a liquid, and the biotoxin binder. So the directions for the full moon challenge are, it comes with a nice little direction kit here. And what you can do is there's like a beginner dose that you're going to put like that full moon right in the middle. I can't find it. Full moon, that's the middle. And this is the beginner line. So you're going to do a day before the full moon, on the full moon, and a day after. That's beginner. Intermediate, you're going to do 2 days before, on the full moon, 2 days after. For the advanced, you're going to do 3 days before, on the full moon, and 3 days after. And then on the back, there is their nice little dosage chart. So there too, it's got a beginner, an intermediate, and an advanced. And it's going to tell you specifically how to use this product. Beginners, you're just going to, take less product, less dose. How do you know if you're a beginner or you're intermediate or you're advanced? Well, if you are on a maintenance regimen, that would mean that you did like a foundational or a comprehensive CellCore program that lasted 4 to 9 months, depending on where you were at and what you had going on. That's how you know that you could easily jump into the intermediate or the advanced. If you've done all of that, you shouldn't need the advanced part of that paracleanse. We like to do, like, my favorite way to manage the basic run-of-the-mill program is for someone to do that nice 4-step foundational program. And then for the next 4 to 6 months, do full moon cycling to make sure that you got all of that stuff cleaned up. The para kit will last you a few months. So especially if you're just doing, say, that beginner level, you're only each day going to go through, 3 days, and you're basically using a normal dose for 3 days. So that one kit might last you a year's worth of full moon cycles, right? So in the meantime, I always say stay on the BCATP. The BCATP is not in this kit, but it's just an awesome product for energy, for mitochondrial health. We know that everything that we do is all about our mitochondria. So if you want a little bit more information about why the full moon, like if you're not sure what's the deal with the full moon, well, as a nurse, I worked as a nurse and I worked in the jail system for a good 10 years, and we all know, anybody in those fields, daycare, even farming and ranching, your babies tend to be born or made around that full moon cycle. So it's a natural cycle that I'm just going to read it off this card. During the fullness of the moon, you naturally have a drop in melatonin production, which downregulates the immune system. So as that melatonin goes up, the serotonin levels come up. So in that serotonin, that's your feel-good hormones. That's like what makes people want to stay out late and party and have fun. Like, that is higher, naturally occurring higher during that full moon cycle. And with that immune system dropping, those parasite activities increase. So that's why we try to introduce the products at that time, because literally you get a better kill on the parasites, because parasites are hard to diagnose. If you're a medical provider and listening to me, you probably think it's hogwash if you haven't had your eyes or your ears awakened to this perspective. They're super hard to diagnose. You can do multiple stool tests and never see them because they're not hanging out in the stool. They're buried up in the tissues of the body, like leaky gut. So sure, a lot of that is inflammation and the bad oils and the bad foods and the toxins and all of that we eat. But a lot of it is parasites chomping away at that intestinal lining, like arthritis and joint pain. Sure, that's inflammation, but that's also parasites. There are microscopic parasites in the synovial fluid, brain fog, MS, what else? Parkinson's, uh, Hashimoto's. Um, I lost the where your face, half your face goes numb. I still have brain fog. I can't think of the technical term for that, but all of that, you can find studies, get on PubMed, and you can find where that links back to parasites. And Lyme, so many people with Lyme bacteria. And it's not just a tick bite, right? And it's not just in weird parts of the country. And it's not just one organism. There are hundreds of species of Lyme organisms. And why I'm touching on that is because I'm seeing so much of it in my practice coming in the door. People who are sick with autoimmune type symptoms, chronic fatigue, all these things. And we generally say that there is a root and then there's a root to the root to the root, right? But most of the time, these things like Lyme bacteria, they don't really bother a healthy person. Like you had to have an issue with that immune system, more than likely multiple parasitic hosts, and then that problem, as well as toxins. There's toxins like your Roundup, EMF pollution, just general food pollution, chemicals, preservatives, and then molds. Like there's so much mold in our food sources, stuff that we see that we're still eating, stuff that we don't see, like especially in your coffee, very, very moldy product. Nuts, a lot of nuts, anything with a really large shelf life or really bulk type products, even like a lot of your fruits and your fresh produce. It's starting to mold quickly, and unfortunately we spend the extra money on organic products, and because that's the best thing for us that is available to us, and they mold way faster than your stuff that's sprayed down with chemicals. So we have to watch this. We really have to watch what we're eating. Sorry, I gotta get rid of this gum. So all those things are piling up, and they're just a lot for your body to handle. And like I say, kind of your genetics, they play a part too of what your body is equipped to handle. So it's always multiple things. So for anybody out there, a parasite cleanse is not a bad idea. It, in fact, is a really great thing to do for yourself. Most cultures, not the United States, because in the United States, people ignore these things, but most cultures do parasite cleanses like twice a year. And of course, you think, well, third world country, they have way more parasites than we do. And that's just not true. I mean, yes, we do have a lot cleanlier homes, we have cleanlier environments, we wash our hands, we take care of ourselves, so why should we have parasites? Why do we have parasites? Well, they're part of us. They're part of the ecosystem. And like I say, not everybody is completely lousy with them, but some of us are, some of us were. I'll just tell my story. How did I become lousy with parasites? Um, so I'm gonna say that my root cause was having low stomach acid. And this is a soapbox that I often get on. If you've heard me say it 100 times already, I'm sorry, but there's somebody who it's going to be fresh to their ears that needs to hear it. So, when we have no or low stomach acid, well, why do we get low stomach acid? And stress is a huge factor. We were designed by the good Lord for fight and flight. I'm sure you've heard of that 100 times. Fight, flight, everybody talks about it. HPA axis, got to manage your stress. We hear it 24/7 from every media platform that we're on. So stress, simply mental stress, physical stress, whatever, your body shunts that stomach acid production in the fight or flight process. So you can move, you can go. Your body doesn't differentiate from physical stressors, the bear attacking you, to mental stressors, your coworker attacking you, a bully at school attacking you. Your body can't tell the difference. So that stomach acid starts to get shunted or shut down. One of the major problems with this, one of the major root problems, um, other major root problems are just the way we eat. The preservatives in our food, the bad oils are really bad for your stomach acid, for your bile production. So all these things go hand in hand. Your stomach acid goes down. Also, your weight starts to go up because it affects your hormones. It affects your leptin when you don't have stomach acid. When you don't have stomach acid, your digestion suffers. So even if you were eating really good, healthy food, you have got to have the stomach acid to start breaking that down to get it digested, right? But who eats healthy food, right? Or even the American standard diet, even people that are doing a healthier job of that, we still suck at our nutrition. So we don't have enough stomach acid, and pretty soon then we start getting this reflux feeling, which we think is too much acid, but that's not the case. So if you really have too much acid, because it does happen, there are rare cases where it does happen, and there is a little easy test that you can do with some organic baking soda on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, and you take it in some water and look at the time, wait it out, and see how long it takes your body to produce a burp, right? So that's a baking soda burp test. It's not diagnostic, but it's a little tool, because even myself, I've used that test because sometimes I'm like, no, this feeling is definitely too much acid. So it can happen. We need to know the difference. When we have too much acid, then we need to know why. Because if we're overproducing acid, especially on an empty stomach, there is a pathogen there. There is something that your body is trying to kill, and that is why it's producing more acid. So we always have to ask why. Because the Lord designed our bodies to protect themselves. He designed our bodies to be super, super smart, super intelligent. They don't just make too much stomach acid for no reason, right? So what is the reason? A lot of times it's H. pylori, and H. pylori is treatable even on a natural standpoint. That's why we love Para-2. Our Para-2 is amazing to get those bad bacteria. So even more problems progress. Most clients that get to my door, even the ones that think they're pretty healthy, a lot of people have that SIBO. So that's that small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. That happens, you guessed it, when we don't have enough stomach acid. So that stomach acid, did I say that already? If you don't have stomach acid, it's like walking around without skin, right? If you walk around without skin or you have an open sore, it easily gets infected. Stuff that's not supposed to get under your skin, that gets under your skin, is a problem. That's the same with your stomach acid. Your stomach acid is your body's first line of protection from bad bacteria that really are no problem as long as they don't get in the wrong places. Same as your skin. There's staph on my skin right now, but as long as it doesn't get under my skin or in my body, that's not a big deal. The pH of my skin takes care of it, all those things. The Lord is the coolest. He designed all these things to work for our benefit if we can keep from wrecking them, right? Like, we're our worst enemy. So, where was I? No stomach acid. Eventually, your digestion just sucks. Eventually, your gallbladder isn't working. Eventually, your bile, your liver is getting congested. Your pathways are getting messed up. Well, and that happens too because if your diet is crappy enough that you're killing off your stomach acid, you're also hurting your liver, like especially with these bad oils. All the oils in all of our processed food, all of the fried food that we eat, it is all, well, like when you have vegetable oil and it's that sticky, gooey yuck around the top of it when you open it after it's been, even sitting for a few months. Yeah, that's what it does to your liver. Like, that's a real thing. That is sticky, nasty stuff that our bodies can't break down. So your body, again, trying to protect itself, takes that sticky, nasty stuff with the toxins and the preservatives in the bad food that you're eating. So like you're eating Cheetos or Doritos, right? Or corn chips, and you're just munching away on them. Look at the ingredient label. So there is so much undigestible, toxic shit in the stuff that we eat. So what is your body supposed to do with it? One, it doesn't have the stomach acid to break it down, so that's a problem. And so, but then it's still in you. You're not going to throw it back up. Your body has to process this. We leave it no choice. So by the time it makes it halfway through your digestion and your liver is trying to figure out what to do with these bad oils and these toxins, and you wonder how you got fatty liver, this is how you got fatty liver. It's from the fat crap that you're eating. So your body, as smart as it is, takes cholesterol, which the medical community wants to demonize. Your body takes those toxins and that bad oils and all that stuff that it can't digest and it can't process, and it wraps it up in this little cholesterol package that looks kind of like a grape nut, and it packs it away inside your liver because it doesn't know what else to do with it. It can't process it, like it's not supposed to be there. It's not an organic substance. And years go on and years go on, and things get worse. And then pretty soon you have gallbladder problems. Pretty soon you're crazy back pain, you're sick, you're nauseous, you're fat, and you don't know what to do. So you go to the doctor because you're sick of being sick. And what do they find? Your gallbladder has gallstones. Well, they're not gallstones, they're liver stones. They're those wonderful little toxic packages that your body stuck away to protect you, but it got so full of those that they started falling out and they get stuck in your gallbladder. So now they're gallstones. And how your medical provider is going to fix this is by cutting out your gallbladder. What did that fix? Now you just took away that tool of communicating through your digestive system how much bile the liver should be making and releasing and recirculating. Now you took away this communication tool. Well, what did you fix? Your liver's you still have fatty liver because it's full of gallstones, right? So how I don't know what any of this has to do with the parasite cleanse. Well, it's all connected. It is just all connected. And I tend to get talking in circles and on tangents. So anyway, now maybe you don't have a gallbladder and your body's still not happy about it. Your brain doesn't know that your gallbladder is missing, right? It still thinks that something should be there, something should be working. Your body is still trying to communicate what it needed to communicate. That missing organ, that doesn't mean nothing to your body. Like, if you're going to eat stuff that it doesn't like bad things are still going to happen. If you don't have a gallbladder, there are some awesome products out there. Cellcore has a product called Advanced TUDCA that is really amazing. It really helps that bile. Our bile, that's a whole nother conversation, but most people's bile is really toxic and really in trouble. It takes a lot of energy for your body to make bile, so it's recirculated. It's recirculated, and especially if you're constipated, like on any level, if you're constipated and you don't have a gallbladder, oh Lord, we need to talk, because your body is really acidic more than likely and really toxic, just like stock trailers, like steel stock trailers. If you don't clean the animal crap out of your stock trailer, that acidic waste will wreck your trailer. It will rot your steel trailer. So this, my friends, is what happens in your colon it can happen even if you do have your gallbladder. But if you don't have your gallbladder and you're constipated, oh man, we need to talk, because those toxins are recycling and they're not getting out of your body. And then I'd be willing to bet you have a lot of lower back pain. And why? And you probably have degenerative disc disease. But why? Because your inflammatory acidotic feces is laying on your spine. And that acid, those toxins are literally like rusting you. It's oxidative stress, it's an oxidative process, and your cells are permeable. So this waste leaks out. Leaky gut, right? Where does it leak to? It leaks to the rest of your body, to your interstitial, all those tissues. So yeah, like degenerative disc disease, it's all connected. And we can improve all of this. We can clean all this up. I better rein this in. Is anybody watching that has any questions for me? Parakeet, I will put, say like in YouTube, there's a description. I will put like a link that you can get to my website and you can do that DIY thing. On the DIY, I also offer an opportunity to get samples. I know it can be really hard. We don't allow returns on open bottles. You can't shelve them. It's bad practice. So if the products don't work for you, you can be stuck with a lot of products. So on that DIY page on my website, I do offer a way to get samples. It's not a fancy way. I literally take pills out of my own stock, my bottles, and put them in a little bag and send them to you. So that's how we do samples, but it's way better than being stuck with a bunch of product that you can't use. DIY, and then I'll get you a code and you can buy the Parakeet online, or if you're from my area, you can stop in and see me. I can always drop ship to you anywhere that you're at. Let's see, while I have your attention, I have a few other fun things that I want to mention that I came back from training with. one of the most fun parts of training to me is the vendors that they pull in. Like, there is the coolest stuff out there. I want to start kind of mentioning to see if I've got the client status for it. So I could easily invest in an IV ozone system. So I didn't get to try it myself, the IV ozone. What they do is they take 30 cc's of your own blood. So I would draw your blood, and then they put your blood into a bag of saline, 500 mils of saline, and then they put ozone gas in the bag with your blood with the saline. This system uses then, as the blood's coming back to you, it goes through UV light for a little bonus energizing. And then you get your blood back, you get the saline, and you get the ozonated, and it's been ozonated. And like, gee, I would love to invest in this, but we have such a small community. And, even my IV business is pretty slow. Like, my community is so small, we don't even have a Walmart. My closest Walmart is an hour away. So I do believe over time, as my presence on the internet grows and stuff like that, and people find out about it, people would travel to do the ozone. It would be portable too. Like, I could take it to say Bozeman, or to a chiropractic office and do patients there for a couple of days. Right now I don't have time to travel like that. Like, if I got somebody here running my office and keeping these things going, then maybe I could down the road. But like, wouldn't that be fun? When I looked it up in Montana, if there was anybody doing IV ozone, like, nobody came up on the internet. I could go over to Bismarck and give it a try. Like, I should at least try it myself before I put a huge investment into it. But I can do IV NAD, but that hasn't caught on here yet either. We just kind of have a community that is maybe a little bit medically minded and smaller. So kind of, if you build it, they will come, right? But fun things like, oh, that really got me thinking. I brought back this little tool, and I don't have one open. Mine's at home. So it looks like this. It is for your lymph massage. This thing retails for, I think it's $85 or $89, but it's got frequency in it. So it doesn't look like it would do much, and you don't hardly hear it, but you turn it on and boy, you can really feel it in your hand, and you just do those lymph nodes. For me, my lymph system, it's not terribly overburdened. I have good veins, but where I will feel my lymph system being overburdened is really around my heart. And I know that goes back to the mold toxicities that I have. Mold can be really hard on your heart. So when I use my little lymph thing, I just sit in my chair, my recliner at night, and you always go from left to right. So there's lymph nodes right above your clavicle, and you can work your way up. And it's kind of wild on your sinuses. Like, it's really makes your nose itch and tingle, and it's powerful. It's way more powerful than what it would look like. And then you can do that. You can do behind your lymph nodes anywhere. When I do like around my liver and gallbladder area, I can kind of oddly feel like a draining that goes through my abdomen. So our lymph has got so much volume. It carries more volume than our cardiovascular system, and it is highly overburdened and highly overlooked. So this is a fun tool. I am willing to ship these. You'd have to pay the shipping. It's not very heavy, but it's called Flow Vibrate, and super fun tool. I offer a couple of packages for clients, like my coaching clients. I do a few levels of 4-month packages, and in the top level, well, actually, I think I have that in all 3 levels. I've got 2 free gifts, and you can choose between this Flow Presso and then castor oil kit. So that's another thing that I have on stock is the Queen of Thrones organic castor oil. I have the big bottles and the little bottles, and then I have the castor oil packs. Out of the thyroid ones right now, I just have the liver. I keep the thyroid, the liver. There's a hair kit. There is eye kit. I I try to keep those on stock. They do go off the shelves fast, and I could ship this, but it would be heavy. If you if you bought that package as a client, I have no choice but to ship it to you. I maybe would end up drop shipping it off Amazon. I guess we'd have to cross that bridge when we get to it. I don't have one of the liver packs open, but they're big. They're like about this big, and you just put a line of your castor oil on it and then put it over your liver area and sleep in it. And I do my kidneys and adrenals sometimes too. And every once in a while, I'll have like a little goofy bladder going on. And I'll put it over my bladder. You can put the thing anywhere. If your knee hurts, wrap your knee up in it. That castor oil is just a really cool tool that is super social media popular right now. If I remember, I've got one of these little lumpy, I don't know what it is, like a little soft horn here thing on my head. And I try to remember to put castor oil on it at night. I'm not getting much results. I'm going to be honest because I'm super inconsistent. I forget all the time, but I believe there's no reason it shouldn't work. Another fun thing that I have, I got these from a vendor at training as well. So there's really nothing fun to show you in the bag. I've got 2 different size of bags, and the guy that owns this company is such a lovely individual. It's called EMF Rocks. So it is Tesla crystals. So it's a rock that's mined here in the United States, and it is a grounding bag. So at the show, he would do muscle testing to kind of see where your energy was at if you were really energy depleted, and then you put the bag on your presence and your energy comes up. I was pleasantly surprised. My energy was not very depleted. I do wear my EMF protection bracelet. I got those in the shop as well. So I usually flunk all those kind of tests, and my energy wasn't too bad. I was really happy. But I have these in stock, and I've got this size, and then the bigger bag. The bigger bag you can put like on your bed against like one of the legs of your bed, or at the head of your bed, your pillow, and it is a grounding. Like grounding sheets are really expensive and really popular right now. So this grounding bag would ground your bed as you sleep. So if you're one who has just kind of crappy sleep, it is definitely worth a try. I am kind of a stickler anymore about charging my phone outside of the bedroom at night. It kind of sucks because we don't have a landline, and if somebody really needed to get a hold of me at night, they're just not going to get a hold of me. But I do sleep better for sure with my cell phone out of the room. It's a thing. This is a little brochure that comes with the EMF Rock bag, how to use your grounding bag. Lovely, lovely company. So those I have in stock. If you are interested, stop in and see me. I am willing to mail them. That's not bad. I could mail that. Like I say, you're going to pay the shipping. So if you want to pay shipping, I'll ship you whatever you want. What else? Seems like, I've got another. I just love, you never know who's going to walk in my door during the day. It's so excited. It's so exciting. I love my little location here. I love the people that I meet, that I get to serve, the conversations that I get to have. It's just so much fun. There are so many people who are awakened, and have been for years, that I learn something new from every day. And there's people that I get to share and teach as well. So we all have got so much to give and get from one another. And as humans, we just need interaction. We need socialization. A couple of gals were in here the other day and we were talking about, getting something together locally, just like a coffee party for crazy, like-minded, conspiracy theory loving, living, living our close to organic best life that we can live. It's just good, and we're gonna put action to it. I can't say when and I can't say where, but we are going to put action to it. So another thing that I am bringing back, it's been a hot minute. It's been at least a year ago. Um, Maybe even longer. My story of how I came to get involved with IVs, doing the IV drips, was a beautiful neighbor of ours was getting diagnosed or discharged, had been diagnosed, getting discharged in his 50s on hospice because he had colon cancer. And they didn't want to give up. They were still seeking, they were still looking for answers. And in our community, I don't know what's happened or why, but we don't at time. There is a private gal really making her mark now with hospice, but at the time there was no hospice in our community. And to get out of the hospital in Billings, they needed a nurse. So she called me up and said, can we get your name on these discharge papers? And I'm not, she's like, I'm not going to hold you to anything. I just need to get him out of here. I have to have a nurse care to get him out of here. So I, of course, said, absolutely, whatever I can do to help you, let's get this done. I will help you. And then, as things went, I helped them all I could in their home. We looked for cancer alternatives. I must have 10 books on holistic cancer alternatives. I took some classes. We dug and dug about what could be done. And oh man, they were amazing. I mean, they were amazing. In the end, the cancer was too far. Even by the time he got discharged from the hospital, so much wasting, so much muscle wasting, and even if the cancer would have been, cured or completely eradicated, trying to bring that body back from that condition would have been a job. But anyway, they really wanted the IV vitamin C treatments and fluids. There were a couple of times when he was, kind of a couple of bags of fluid away from and being deceased. And the red tape and the bullshit that I watched this poor wife suffer through to try to get a bag of IV fluids was heart wrenching. No one should have to go through that much political bullshit for a bag of IV fluids. So I went to work looking, and I partnered with a company out of Texas, and I didn't get these things accomplished in time to help him, but hopefully, I have a resource to help somebody else out. And with the IV fluids, I have a lot of clients that do them for vein reasons, just for extra, because it's trendy. And then I have other people who will call me who are sick, they're chronically ill, and as long as it's not heart failure, those are my parameters. I can't, if you have a cough or pneumonia, acute lung issues, or chronic heart failure, I can't drop a bag of fluids. It's not safe to drop fluids that fast if you have heart problems. But outside of that, everybody has different reasons that they want services like that. So where was I going with this story? Also in this, my heartfelt attempt to get educated and help my neighbors, I came across some of the most amazing, holistic, some of them doctors, but most of them are just people that have experimented on themselves, that have found things that work. And one of those big things is the Joe Tippin story. Um, he's got a website called mycancerstoryrocks.com, and he is the fenbendazole guy. He is the driving force behind people talking about dog dewormer and cancer. And usually, I'm a little bit hesitant to say that publicly or say that out loud, that I support that. But you know what? I'm ready. I know the good Lord will protect me from whatever powers that are out there that want to give me flack for promoting dog dewormer. But I'm here to say, if I had cancer, or if somebody I loved had cancer, yeah, they'd be taking the dog dewormer. My personal choice, I wouldn't fight it medically. I would either meet the good Lord or fight it with dog dewormer. And with dog dewormer, there's a couple other products that go with this, that this Joe Tippins that he's worked with, this company. They're out of Oklahoma. And it's been a while since I had their products on my shelf. I haven't had anybody coming in to buy them. But then I also haven't been promoting them because I'm just going to say it. I can be a chicken shit. Like, you never know what hassle or what public display of disapproval might show up on your doorstep when you start talking about stuff like this. But I'm getting braver all the time, and I should be showing up next week. So this company out of Oklahoma, I just love them. I've had multiple conversations with one of the owners, and like, they're just real humble people who are out there to help people, and they've got amazing products. The company is called Ultra Botanica, and it's manufactured in Oklahoma, I do believe. And their cancer products that they work with, in conjunction with this Joe Tippins and the FenBen protocol. And then also they've got one product that is new since I had looked at their website, and that Jade McClelland, she's got a book on how to starve cancer, and they've got a Pathway 2 product that meets one of her protocols, and she really has got some amazing information and literature and especially with those really hard to treat hormone positive cancers. Her book really addresses those like none other. And in her book, she does, what I love about her book is there are a lot of doctors out there who now will use some pharmaceutical medications off label to treat these cancer pathways. So in her book, she talks a lot about the actual drugs, if you can get somebody to help you use these drugs how you want to use them. But she also always gives an herbal comparison or an herbal option. So if you haven't heard of that, it's How to Starve Cancer. And when she means starve cancer, she means the pathways. It's all about knowing you have to know a lot about your type of cancer, about what feeds it, because it's all a metabolic process. So you really have to know those pathways. You have to know your type of cancer so you can treat it nutritionally and sometimes pharmaceutical if you can find somebody who will write the prescriptions for you. So anyway, the products are called OncoAdjunct, and they're different pathways, pathway 1, 2, 3, and 4. The last time I ordered from them, they didn't have pathway 4, and they didn't have this other pathway 2. So they are really moving mountains. I'm so excited to have this stuff back on my shelf. The pathway 1 is CBD with frankincense oil, and it's expensive. The other products are not very expensive, But what I love about this company too is they don't even have a full markup on it, because it would even be $100 more a bottle had they had full markup on it. And their heart is that big, that they want, that they were like, no, we need this to be more affordable for people. So what I have done in the past is offered a discount to cancer patients. I can easily offer 15% off. Um, I can't publicly like advertise that, because they don't, it's just rude. You can't undercut their website prices. But I see my business as a ministry, and especially if you or your loved one has cancer and you're really trying to fight it, like, well, one, it's probably wrecked half of your life and taken your savings just in medical, and then trying to supplement your way out of it is not cheap. So I do offer those Pathway products at 15% off, and I also always donate my consultation time to those cancer patients, and that is for local people or for online people. And I will make the time. I absolutely see that as a ministry. Um, they've got some other really cool products that I have ordered as well. They've got turmeric that they've got patented, designed on the delivery system. So, like, turmeric's an awesome product, but it's just not very well absorbed. Not very well absorbed at all. So the I can't explain to you like their big technology or whatever. I'd have to totally reread it, and you probably wouldn't care anyway. But it works. And there is like a professional level that you have to get from somebody like me. The other ones you can order off of their website. So I'll have those on the shelf. They're Ultra Cure, it's called. Um, they really have got good CBD too. I didn't order any of that. I'm willing to special order it for anybody who is interested. It's just that with CBD, you can just buy that stuff anywhere nowadays. And I definitely believe in these guys. I trust these guys, but it's a big investment to stock. So it's easy to put it in order. If you want it, just ask. And they have got a couple of formulas that have got that frankincense in with the CBD. And I just like frankincense because it's so biblical, and the frequency of that is so healing, and it just does cool things in those pathways, whether you have cancer or not. Another cool product that they've got is what is it called? Well, they've got a metabolic enhancer, so I'm kind of excited about that. But they've is it boost? I think brain boost or something. It's got some different kind of magnesiums, but it really, really helps people with brain function and with sleep. And it is a fun product. I have taken that in the past, so I've got that coming in from them. And then they've got a product called Endolift, and that's for brain support too. Like, we all know a lot about leaky gut. Like, everybody talks about leaky gut. Well, what you don't really hear people talking about is leaky brain. You hear brain fog, but what does that mean? What does that brain fog mean? But there's that gut brain connection. And if you have leaky gut, you probably have leaky brain or brain fog. So always looking for help for those things. What else did they have that was cool? I don't know. I can't remember what else I ordered, but the UPS man should be bringing it to me next week. So that is exciting. Another exciting thing, I will be having my grand opening July 22nd. It's a Saturday. If you know me, I usually don't do Saturdays. I am a Sabbath keeper, but we have another thing going on in town in the park that day So there should be extra traffic. It should be kind of a, multitasker. Maybe I'll get more people that stop in that are going to head down to the park. I'm going to have my grand opening from 2 to 4. I will have like some. Oh, I I also ordered. I feel like a complete hypocrite having this stuff um, on my shelf, but I ordered. So it's the, what does she call them? Skinny mixes. I almost ordered some ones with some really crap toxic zero sugar, and then I'm like, no, I can't do that. That's too hypocritical. Add red dyes and blue dyes and all that fun stuff, like that TikTok water. Everybody's making that fun water, and I almost just bought into the it's fun, let's do it. But what I did get, I've tried from them, they're keto syrups. So they do have stevia and monk fruit as a sweetener. It's not the fake toxic, like that zero sugar stuff with the toxin, like carcinogen type sugars. It's not that. So at my open house or my grand opening, I've been between now and then, I've been messing with some iced coffee drinks that I'll be offering then. I have got the healthy coffee, so organic, mold-free coffee. I'll use my coffee and then add these keto, jazz it up kind of things. I'll be formulating and practicing my coffee barista skills until then. What else was I going to do for specials? Oh, I'm going to do giveaways. I'm going to have register for different services. The grand prize will be a emotional detox raindrop. And I was thinking what I might do is like for dollars spent, say like if you came in that day and you bought a PEMF or a service package that is $220. I think then I'll do 15% store credit on your purchase price. So spend $220. I'll give you 15% of that back in store credit to spend at a later date. I think I'll run a special like that on the grand opening. I don't know what else I'll come up with. I'll come up with some fun stuff. I thought it would be like really fun to bring in my blow up thing on this open lot, and then the chamber gal told me, oh yeah, you'd have to get insurance in it. Bleh. So we won't be having that much fun, I guess, at the grand opening. Well, I have rattled on for about an hour now. If you were here with me, I appreciate you. If you're watching this on replay, I appreciate you also. I will keep this video posted probably in my learning center and a couple of other places. So by then, this will be some seriously old information. And by then, we'll all learn a lot more. So I highly encourage you to get the Parakit. Do it in maintenance. Do it a couple times a year. It's good for you. Aw, Storm was there. She's one of these girls that I'm going to get together and we're going to have some fun. Right. Thank you, everybody. Love you.